Hello everybody, Leonard here, helping out with the New Mexico Potters and Clay Artist, and today we're going to use online software Pixlr to edit our photos for our celebration of clay and for our studio tour. Please enjoy. Okay, so we're going to start our editing using our Pixlr 10 program, and if you've got it open, the first thing you want to do is open up your image. So if you go to the tools on the left hand side, there is the button to open the image. I've got it open, this photograph we took this morning, so we're going to go ahead and use that for our editing today. So I'm going to go ahead and open up that image, and the first one that pops up is this pre-resize image. You have three options. We're going to go ahead and use the ultra high D today because we know we can go back later and make our image smaller. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the apply button, and that photograph will pop up. And here it is. You will get a few pop-ups because this is a free program, so just close those. And you can see that it's fairly dark, and we want to crop our image fairly close. So the tools that we're going to use today are on the left-hand side, and we're going to be using our crop and rotate, and then we're going to use our adjustment filter. There's on the right hand side is our navigation. So if your image is too large and you want to make it a little smaller, you can go you can minus it down a little smaller, or bring it back up. Options there for you. So go back to your crop and rotate, just hover over, it pops up. We're going to use the corner, just bring that in a little tighter as you go. Another thing you might want to look at is your straightening. If you've taken your image and it was a little crooked, you can use that to reposition it on the screen. If you want to go back to the default, just go to the little box here and type in 0, and that goes back. The other tool that you might use is what we call the select aspect. If I select it, it brings up a default of a 1:1. Instagram uses this quite a bit. It's evenly sized. Same thing again. You can bring it in and reposition. Another aspect ratio you might like, if I open that up, is a 7.5. It's more of a landscape style. Bring it in again, and you can move it across your screen. For the Potters group, we want them cropped a little closer, so no, we're not going to use that. So I'm going to go back to 0 and then just bring in my image. I can use the corners and I can use the sides to bring in that crop line. Alright, once I've got it cropped where I want it, you can hit the apply button. You can always use the cancel and go back to the default and try over again. So go ahead and crop that image. And now that it's cropped, we're ready to go ahead and start our editing of the color and the lighting. So we're going to open up that tool on my left hand side again, and there we go. A couple of things again. You can go ahead and use the auto, which is here at the top, and it'll make some auto changes. If you don't like those changes, go ahead and hit the cancel key, and it goes back to the original image. So now let's go ahead and make some adjustments. Alright, the first one I like playing with is my light. I want to change my exposure, bring it up just a little bit, make it just a little bit brighter, and then I can play with my blacks just a little bit, and my whites. I like that background just a little more whiter. You can play with your highlights and your shadows. Kind of play with those, see what looks good for your image, and when you're ready you can hit the apply key. Right now I'm going to go back up to my color, and the temperature is another nice one, whether you like yours towards the coolest or the warmer, and you can just play within that area a little bit more. You can play with your saturations and then your vibrance. If you don't like any of those, just go back to the little box here, type in 0, and it brings those back. The last one that we're going to play with is our details, and I like mine just a little bit sharper and my clarity just a little bit. So that's where I set mine. Play with your image again and see what looks good for yours. Now that I'm ready, I'm going to go and hit the apply button on the left hand side, and it will apply those changes. Now we're ready to save our image. And over on the right hand side, oops, here's the undo tool. So at any time, if you didn't like what you did, you can do the undo tool. It goes back again. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hit the save button. And the first pop-up that opens is to change our name. We're going to save two images today. The first one is going to be our high res for publicity, and then our lower res for the web. So go ahead and change your image, the name of your image, to your last name. In my case, it's Baca _ Leonard, first name, _ the name of the piece, and this one is called Blue. And then since this is going to be a high res, we're going to name it high res. And then we go to our quality slider here, and we're going to go over to 100%. And when it did that, it changed this size of the image. We're now at 2.7 megabytes. We don't need to worry about our width and height because the designer will make those changes as she's working with the file. So go ahead and say download. And once it downloads, it opens up to a folder that I've already made, and this one is called Show Photos. So I'm going to go ahead and save it there. And this pop-up comes up. It tells you a little bit more of where it puts your photos. So if you have some issues trying to find it, this might help you there on your computer. So I'm going to close that, and we're ready to save our second image. So I'm going to hit the save button again, name it again, last name, first name, and then the name of the piece, which is called Blue. And then we're going to number this piece. So it's number 1 is this image. For the quality level, we want to go ahead and, let's see, we want to work with our height first. In the height, all the images we want to have 800 pixels high. So I'm going to mark that, and then we're trying to get our size of our image to be about the same. So if I type in 92 percentage, it brought it to 111 KB, and that's close to where we want to get our images. Anywhere close to 100 KB will work out fine. All right, so let's go ahead and download that photo now, and there it is, the first one, and we're going to go ahead and save the second one, and we've got that saved now. So now let's go ahead and look at those images. So if I open up my Explorer, go into my show photos, there are the two images that we saved. The lower res one, which is 111 KB, and our high res, which is 2701 KB. All right, so let's click on that. And there pops up the image. There's the first image there, and then our second image. Well, I hope you enjoyed that tutorial to help you edit your images for the show. We really appreciate you being a member of the New Mexico Potters and Clay Artists, and if we can help you with any questions, just send us an email. All this information is on the website, and there's a downloadable PDF and the file there you will be able to follow on the website. Again, we appreciate it, and you have a good day.